welcome to Rajshri Food. In today's episode, we're going to do Aloo Paratha, which is a stuffed Indian bread. It is originally a Punjabi recipe but eaten in every household in India. So let's take a look at the ingredients. 1.5 cups of wheat flour, 1 tablespoon of oil, salt to taste, 2 potatoes boiled and mashed, 1/4 teaspoon garam masala, half a teaspoon amchur powder or raw mango powder, 1/4 teaspoon haldi or turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon ginger chili paste, coriander leaves, ghee for roasting. We'll first start with the dough. For that I have wheat flour, 1 tablespoon of oil, salt to taste. I'm going to make a well in the middle. Pour some water and mix the dough. Not a very soft dough. Little more water. The consistency of the dough has to be same as the normal chapati dough that you make every day. Not too soft, not too hard. I'm just going to apply a little bit of oil and let the dough rest for 15 to 20 minutes. This helps in keeping the dough moist and not letting it dry. Let's keep this aside. It's a very simple filling using potatoes as the base and just a few simple seasoning ingredients. So let's mix all of it together. Boiled and mashed potatoes, ginger chili paste. If you like it more spicy, you can add more, otherwise 1 teaspoon. Garam masala, very nice blend of all the spices. Amchur or raw mango powder, this will add the acidity needed, and just a little bit of turmeric powder for color. Salt to taste and lots of coriander leaves. Mix all of this well. We need the filling to be nice and dry and not very soft and soggy. So a tip for the potatoes is that after you pressure cook or boil your potatoes, make sure you cool it absolutely and then mash them so that we have a nice dry mash. Otherwise it's going to be very soft and it will be very difficult for you to roll the rotis or the parathas. And my filling is ready. I'm going to make 1.5 inch round balls out of this filling. So now we'll start making our parathas. For that we'll stuff the dough first and then we'll roll it. We'll take a nice big ball of the dough and we're going to roll this into a thick roti with a rolling pin on the rolling board. We'll use a little bit of dry wheat flour so that it doesn't get stuck to the base. After rolling out a thick roti, I'm going to stuff the paratha with the filling. But then I'm going to show you 2 ways of rolling it out. One is the normal way which everybody will be knowing, and then one is a secret tip by my mom. So let's take a look at that. So the normal way of making it is put the potato ball in the center and just get the entire dough together. That's what people usually do. And then press it and roll it out into a thick paratha again. But that's what I'm not going to do. I'm going to use my mom's trick. The first 2 steps are the same. Thick roti, the stuffing in the center, fold it into a semicircle, just press it on the sides. If we use the first way of making the paratha, there's too much of dough and we can barely even taste the stuffing. Just take a small steel bowl with a sharp edge and I'm just going to cut it into a semicircle so I get rid of so much dough. Make sure it's nicely sealed. Just press it a little bit and apply some dry flour and roll it. In this way, I just have enough dough to cover the filling. Not too thin. Thin out the edges though, because otherwise they're going to take a very long time to cook. And my paratha is rolled out. Now we're going to roast the parathas. So for that, I'm going to heat up my pan and just apply a little bit of ghee onto my pan. If you don't like ghee, you can always use oil. I don't personally like ghee, but I'm still going to use ghee because originally people use ghee to roast the parathas. A little bit of ghee. Let's roast the paratha. Medium flame. Cook it till you get nice brown spots on either side. I'm going to flip it. And then flip it again. So basically, half cook either sides, apply a little bit of ghee or oil, and then cook it properly. Golden brown on either side. Press a little on the sides to cook it. It has to be this color on either side, and it's ready now, so let's get it out. Serve it with a mild flavored raita. Aloo paratha can be served with coriander mint chutney, a mild flavored raita, or just plain curd. It's an anytime dish. You can enjoy it for lunch, for breakfast, or for dinner. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. See you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye. Gobi Ka Paratha is one recipe that comes straight from the food heartland of Punjab. Serve it with a dollop of curd, and these yummylicious parathas can make for a perfect lunch, dinner, or breakfast. I'm going to start with making the filling first. For that, I'm going to heat some oil. This is my version of the filling. So I'm just going to take very little oil. Once the oil is hot, for an added twist, I'm going to add very, very finely chopped capsicum. Just chop it as finely as you can. Or you can even use onions. Just saute it for a few seconds. And now I'm going to add finely grated cauliflower. Finely chopped green chilies. Just a little bit of turmeric powder. Garam masala. Very little red chili powder. A little bit of amchur or raw mango powder. And now I'm going to turn off the flame. And now I'm going to remove it from the hot pan, and if you've noticed, I've not added any salt as yet because I don't want it to ooze out all the water. So I'm going to add the salt after it cools down. So let's get this out. While the filling is cooling down, I'm going to make the dough. For that I have 3/4 cups of wheat flour. Add some oil. A little bit of salt. And water. And this dough is ready. Let it rest for 10-15 minutes. While the dough is resting, I'm going to add some salt and coriander leaves to the filling. Chopped coriander and salt. Mix it well. Now let's start rolling the parathas. Dust the board with some wheat flour. Take a small ball of the dough. I'm going to coat it with some dry wheat flour. Roll it in a thick round roti. And now I'm going to place some of this filling in the center, around 2 teaspoons. Fold it in a semicircle. Press it on the sides. Take a sharp edge bowl and just cut off the excess dough, which we can reuse again. Press it a little bit. Roll it in some wheat flour and start rolling it again. Even if some of the cauliflower or the capsicum comes on the surface, it's absolutely fine. It's going to be nicely cooked. And now this paratha is ready to be roasted. Let the paratha dry roast on one side for a few seconds and flip it over. Apply a little bit of ghee on the roasted side and flip it over. Some more ghee on the other side. Just lightly press it. Let's check the other side. Just cook it till you get these nice brown spots. And this paratha is ready. Let's just make all the parathas. These hot parathas are irresistible. This was my take on it, but if you have another one, please do share. Comment below, subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hi guys, in this episode, I'm going to make a simple and a healthy paratha called Methi Paratha, that is fenugreek leaves. And I'm going to start with making the most important thing, that's the dough. I have 1.5 cup of wheat flour, 1.5 tablespoon red chili powder, half a tablespoon turmeric powder, 1.5 tablespoon coriander and cumin seed powder, half teaspoon asafoetida, salt to taste, 2 tablespoons of oil, 1.5 cup of finely chopped fenugreek leaves. Let's mix all these ingredients. I'm going to add some water to make the dough. A nice soft dough. Little more water. And this dough is ready. Just let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes. Let's just make a few round balls of this dough. I'm going to take a ball and coat it with some dry wheat flour. Let's roll the paratha. Just roll it in a small round roti. I'm going to apply just a little bit of oil and some wheat flour. Fold it into a semicircle and fold it into another half, making a triangle. Coat it with the wheat flour again and roll it in a triangle. Make sure the edges are nice and thin, and this paratha is ready to roast. In a hot pan, I'm going to place the paratha. Just cook it on both the sides for around 30 seconds. And now I'm going to apply a little bit of oil on one side. Flip it over. Some oil on the other side as well, just a little bit. Press on it properly and let it cook. Let's check on it. I need to have brown spots like this, so just a few seconds on the other side as well. And the paratha is ready. Enjoy this paratha with plain yogurt, pickles or even coriander mint chutney. Do subscribe to the channel and send in your request. See you next time. Bye-bye. Soft parathas with a delicious stuffing of mooli, a little curd on the side, is a delight on any Indian breakfast table. So, follow me as I take you through the recipe for this household Indian dish called the Mooli Ka Paratha. I have some grated radish over here and I'm going to squeeze out all the water from it. I'm going to heat a little bit of oil now. Once the oil is hot, I'm going to add some cumin seeds and some asafoetida and the radish. Just cook it for a few minutes. Usually people tend to throw away the radish leaves, but I like to add it in this mixture. I just finely chop them and add it into this. It gives a nice color and also adds to the flavor. And now I'm also going to add all the masalas. Coriander and cumin seed powder. Just a little bit of garam masala. Amchur or raw mango powder. Salt to taste. And some ginger and chili paste. Mix all these ingredients well. This filling is cooked well. I'm going to turn off the flame now and remove this in a plate and let it cool down completely. Let this cool down. While this filling is cooling down, I'm going to make the dough for the paratha. So some wheat flour, a little bit of salt, oil. Mix all of this and some water. This dough is ready now. Just let it rest for 10 minutes. I'm going to roll out some small balls out of this dough. I'm going to roll this dough into a small chapati. So for one paratha, I need 2 equal size of chapatis. So apply a little bit of wheat flour. And now another one. Now on one of these rotis, I'm going to spread a little bit of this filling. Spread it properly and just leave out a little bit of border. On the border, just apply a little bit of oil so that it sticks properly. Place the other roti. Press it properly and roll it again. Just make sure you thin out the edges. On a hot pan, I'm going to cook this paratha. So few seconds on each side without any ghee or oil or butter. Flip it over and apply some ghee on this side. Flip it over again and the other side as well. Cook it on the other side as well. And this paratha is ready. Instead of stuffing the filling in between the rotis, you can use a shortcut method and just take the filling, mix it with the wheat flour and then make the dough. Roll it out and roast it on a pan. And trust me, it tastes equally good. So do try this at home, enjoy it with some curd and achar. Comment below. See you next time. Bye-bye. Parathas are hot favorites amongst the lovers of Indian cuisine. We Indians can go on and on about the types of parathas. And I'm making one such today, which is Palak Paratha. I'm going to start with sauteing a few ingredients. For that, I'm going to heat 1 tablespoon of oil. Once the oil is hot, I'm going to add 1 finely chopped onion. Next, I'm going to add finely chopped tomatoes. I've de-seeded them and also squeezed out a little bit of water. Cook the tomatoes till they are nice and soft. I'm also going to add all the seasoning ingredients: red chili powder, garam masala, chaat masala, and finely chopped green chilies. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt so that the tomatoes cook quicker. The tomatoes are nice and soft, and now to the main ingredient. I have some finely chopped spinach over here. Give this a stir. Cook the spinach till it's nice and soft and make sure you dry out any kind of water that it oozes out. The spinach is cooked. Turn off the flame, and I'm going to immediately remove it in a bowl to cool it down. The spinach mixture has completely cooled down, and now I'm going to prepare to make the dough. In the bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of wheat flour, just 2 big pinches of salt, just for the wheat flour, and 1 teaspoon of oil. Mix all these ingredients together. Add very little water at a time. You might not need too much. Knead the dough for at least 2 to 3 minutes, and it has to be a nice soft dough. This dough is ready, and let this rest for not more than 5 minutes. 5 minutes are up, and now I'm going to dust my hands with some dry wheat flour. Just apply a little bit onto your palms. And now I'm going to start making flat rounds of the dough. Dust a little bit of wheat flour onto the board. Let's start rolling them. Start rolling it into a small round roti. Next, I'm going to apply a little bit of oil and dust some more wheat flour onto it. Fold this into half and another half to make a triangle. And start rolling this triangle. This is the thickness of the paratha I need. Dust off all the excess flour and now onto a hot pan. Medium flame. Cook the paratha on either sides for about 20 to 30 seconds. Flip it over. Apply a little bit of ghee onto the half-cooked side. You can even use oil if you don't have ghee. Flip it over. Apply some ghee on the other side as well. Flip it over. I'm going to remove this in a plate and make the remaining ones. I have lost count on the number of parathas that I've made on Ruchi's kitchen. This is another addition to my list. I hope you give this a try and let me know how it turned out. Subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye-bye. Today, I'm going to show you a paratha which is loaded with vegetables, paneer and potatoes. Hello and welcome to Rajshri Food. I'm your host Ruchi Bharani and let's see my version of Mughlai Paratha. Let's start with making the filling first, for which I'm going to heat up 1 tablespoon of oil. Once the oil is nice and hot, let's add in 1 onion finely chopped, 1 teaspoon of garlic paste. Saute this for a minute. Next, let's add in half a cup of finely chopped capsicum. With this, let's add in all the other vegetables. There's half a cup of finely chopped cabbage, half a cup of finely chopped carrots, half a cup of finely chopped green peas, half a cup of finely chopped cauliflower. Cook all these vegetables for around 2 to 3 minutes on high flame. And now let's add in all the masalas. First goes in 2 green chilies finely chopped, half a teaspoon of garam masala, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, half a teaspoon of cumin seed powder, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of amchur or raw mango powder, salt to taste. Instead of amchur or raw mango powder, you can use juice of half a lemon. Let's add in half a cup of coriander leaves finely chopped. And now 100 grams of grated paneer. Also 1 potato boiled and mashed. Mix all these ingredients properly. And this mixture is ready. Let's turn off the flame and let it cool down. Let me explain a little bit about the dough. For the outer covering, take 1 cup of plain flour, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of oil and half a teaspoon of baking powder. Mix all these ingredients with a little bit of lukewarm water and make a dough. Now usually we make parathas by stuffing the filling into the dough and then rolling them. But personally, since it's a plain flour dough, I find it a little raw when it's cooked, especially from inside. So the twist that I have done is I've made half roasted rotis out of the same dough. And I've just half roasted them on a pan without any oil or butter or anything, just till you get a few spots. And now I'm going to fill the filling in this. Now fold the roti in an envelope fold. Hold it from one side. Apply some plain flour paste. I've just made this paste with some water and plain flour. Let's fold the other side. Make sure it overlaps so that it sticks together. And now let's seal it from the other ends. Let's keep this aside, and in this way, let's make the remaining parathas. Time to roast these parathas. You can make these parathas and keep them ready, and just before serving, you can start roasting them. Let it cook on either sides without oil for a few seconds. Let's flip it over. Drizzle a little bit of oil. Flip it over again. The advantage of making these parathas with these half-roasted rotis is that it cooks all the way through and the dough doesn't taste raw from inside. Cook it till you get nice golden brown spots. Hold the parathas vertically so that you can cook on the sides as well. On the other side, and these are done. Let's get them off the pan. Let's cut them into half. You can even use wheat flour instead of using plain flour to make these half roasted rotis. You could also make them earlier and store them in a box. To save time, you can use ready-made tortillas because the filling is the hero. So do try these lovely Mughlai parathas at home. Let me know how it turned out. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.